Sairam students, welcome back. Today we are going to do the revision session for EVS 1 Geography 3rd chapter, the Earth and its living world, part 1. Okay, but before that, let's take a short recap what we have learned in our previous session, History Revision 3rd chapter, Life on Earth. In it, we had learned formation of the Earth, beginning of life on the Earth, the animal world on the Earth. And now we are going to start with our lesson, the spheres of the earth. On the surface of the earth, we find land in some places and water in others. The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. So to your left hand side, you can see a picture of the spheres of the earth. Students, in the lesson video, we have already learned about the spheres of the earth in details, but now we are going to do the short revision of the same. So on the surface of the earth we find land in some places, so you can see land in some places, then water in other. See here you can see water, and the earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. So this is the atmosphere. Okay, now the next, there are living things on land, in water and in air. The sun is the cause of many natural processes on the earth. So you can see here the living things on land, in air and in water. And the sun is the cause of many natural processes on the earth. Okay. Now the next, water, land and air constitute envelopes of the earth, namely the hydrosphere, lithosphere and atmosphere. The biosphere spread in all the other three spheres. So you can see here, this is lithosphere, means land, hydrosphere means water, atmosphere means air, and biosphere is spread in all the three spheres. Okay. Now next, the earth's crust is hard. It is mainly made of rock. When we travel in hilly regions, we see layers of soil and rock along road cuts. We see grassy expanses of land in some places and only sand in other. Now students, the earth's crust is hard and it is made of rock. Okay. And when we travel in the hilly region, what we see layers of soil and rock along the road cuts. Okay. Then we see grassy expanses of land and sand in some places. Okay. Now the next, the land is covered with crops in some places and with forests in other. Sometimes we get to see the deeper layers of soil into which tree roots spread. So students, land is covered with crops in some places and with the forest in other places. But sometimes we get to see deeper layer of soil into which tree roots spread. Okay. Now the next, at others we see rocks split apart by the tree roots. There are gentle mountain slopes as well as sheer cliffs of rock. All this land features are a part of Earth's lithosphere. Students, sometimes we get to see the deeper layer of soil into which tree roots spread, and we see rocks cut or cracks apart by the tree roots. So gentle mountain slopes as well as steep rock face, especially at the edge of the sea. So students, all these land characteristics are a part of Earth's lithosphere. Okay. Now the next, much of the Earth's surface is occupied by water. The lithosphere extends under this water too. About a third of the surface of the earth consists of land. Okay, this means, students, much of the earth's surface is occupied by water. Okay, and the lithosphere is extend under the water too, and one third part of the earth's surface consists of land. Okay, now the next, a vast continuous stretch of land is called a continent. The land on earth is divided into 7 continents. Means the land on the earth is divided into how many continents? 7 continents. And the vast continuous stretch of land is called a continent. Okay, now the next, now we are going to see the 7 continents. They are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica and Australia. And among this, Asia is the largest continent and Australia is the smallest continent. Okay, now the next. The land is not even in all places. So the land is not even in all places. The unevenness gives different shapes to the land in different places. Means because the land is not even in all the places, it gives shape to the land in different places. Okay, so they are called landforms. What are they called? They are called landforms. Okay, now the next, see the picture. This is a picture of landform. In the picture above, you can see some landforms like the plain, hill, mountain, etc. So students, you can see hill, mountain, plains. Okay, see one valley, hillock, and this is the pass. Is it clear? Okay students, now we will see the next one, hydrosphere. Hydrosphere means water. 2/3 of the earth's surface is covered with water. Most of this water is in the ocean. Ocean water is salty. Okay, now 2/3 means 2/3 of the earth's surface is covered with water. Means out of the 3, 2 part is covered with water. And most of this water is in the ocean. Very good. Ocean water is salty. Salty means in Hindi what we say, namkeen. Okay. Next, there are 5 oceans, namely the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, the Southern Ocean and the Indian Ocean. Now the land along the margins of an ocean is called the coastal region. Okay, means the land near the ocean is called the coastal region. Now the next, water bodies of different shapes and size are formed along the coast. For example, sea, bay, strait, gulf, creek, etc. These water bodies are part of the ocean. So students, water bodies of different shapes and size are formed along the coast. Okay. And what are they? For example, sea, bay, strait, gulf, creek, etc. Okay. And these water bodies are part of the ocean. Very good. Next, surface water. There are many streams of water flowing over the land. Means over the land, many streams of water are flowing. This water is not salty but fresh. Yes, the fresh water which we get at our tap, okay, is known as fresh water, which we use for drinking purpose. That is fresh water. This water is not salty. Okay. These streams of water may be rills, brooks, streams or river. Rills are the smallest and rivers the biggest. Rills, brooks, streams join each other to form river. Means all this comes together and they form river. Okay. Rivers which join to make a bigger river are called its tributary. So what is a tributary? Rivers which join to make a bigger river. Means small rivers come together and make a bigger river, that are known as tributaries. Okay. In some places, a river cascades down a sudden drop. Means sometimes what happens in some places, river cascade down means come down, a sudden drop. This forms a waterfall. You have seen waterfall, right? So all rivers eventually flow into the ocean. Means all the rivers, where they go to the ocean. They go and meet the ocean. Very good. Next. Now lakes. A water body formed by water collecting naturally in the low-lying area of land is called a lake. Means the water which gets collected naturally in a low-lying area of land. Okay, is called a lake. Next, water in form of ice. Water particles in the clouds freeze, and in cold regions they come down in the form of snow. Yes, Jammu Kashmir we have snowfalls. Then when layers of snow pile up on the ground, they form ice. So layers of snow, when they pile up, what they form? They form ice. Okay. Next, when such layers of ice pile up in a low-lying area, they become enormous in size. Enormous means big in size. This huge mass slips down a slope at a very slow speed. This is called a glacier. What is this called? Glacier. What is a glacier? Huge mass slips down a slope at a very slow speed. This is called a glacier. Next, there are also huge blocks of ice floating in the sea. They are called icebergs. What are icebergs? You have seen in some pictures icebergs. Okay, there are also huge blocks. Huge means big blocks of ice floating in the sea, and they are called icebergs. Very good. Next, now groundwater. Besides this water bodies on the earth's surface, there is a lot of water stored in the underground layer of rock. It is called groundwater. So in native place, you might have seen the wells. Yes, here in Thane or Mumbai, we have drinking water by tap. Okay, but in the native place, still there are wells, bore wells. So from where the water comes? Yes, that water is groundwater, which comes by the springs. Okay. We reach it by means of dug wells and bore wells. Okay, now I explained you. Many lakes and wells gets water from underground springs. Okay, jharna. Springs means underground jharnas. The water or ice that occupies the earth's surface, groundwater, and the water vapor in the atmosphere together forms the earth's hydrosphere. So all this together forms earth's hydrosphere. Okay. So students, this is the picture of well, and this is a lake, and here is the hand pump. Okay. So now let's revise what we have learned today. We have learned the lithosphere means land. The hydrosphere means water. Very good. And in hydrosphere what we have learned? Surface water, lakes, then water in the form of ice and groundwater. Okay. Let's do activity. State whether true or false. Your question is given and true or false. Both the options are given. You are going to mark the correct option. Okay. Now I will read the question for you. The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. A, true, B, false. What will be the answer? Yes, true. The earth is surrounded by the atmosphere. True. Next. Second, about a fourth of the surface of the earth consists of land. A, true, B, false. What will be the answer? Yes, false. About 1/3 part is land and 2/3 part is water. Okay. Next. Third, rivers which join to make a bigger river are called its tributaries. True or false? A, true, B, false. Yes, true. Very good. Next. Fourth, a water body formed by water collecting naturally in a low-lying area of land is called a lake. A, true, B, false. Yes, what will be the answer? True. Very good. So students, that's all for today. Saira, thank you.